Hello everyone, this is Kevin Madison with Project Dragonfly. I just want to welcome you to this course, Professional Media Workshop, or PMW. And if you're taking this course, you are more than halfway through the program and are quite used to the web-based course format. This course is a little bit different in the sense that you're going to be working on an existing project to refine it for eventual submission to a publication venue of your choice. So you're really going to be working on something you've already completed, or at least completed one draft of, and you're going to be really trying to identify a good location to submit this and to get the work up to the level where it can really have a good chance of being published. So this is a requirement for graduation that you submit to a publication venue, and it's really a great chance to hone your writing skills, to work with your peers, to be outside of your comfort zone. For many of you that this is the first time publishing, if you've already published, this is another chance to really have that rewarding experience. So I think you'll enjoy it. So this can be a little bit of an intimidating course in that you're submitting somewhere where people are going to review your work. It's going to be in the public sphere, and I think that can be nerve-wracking. I think for many people who do not feel strong in terms of writing skill in particular, this will feel a little bit overwhelming. But the first thing to realize really, therefore, is that yes, you can do this. There are many different publication venues and places you can submit to for which your work is applicable and relevant. And a lot of the work that you've done in this program, even if you could have had a larger sample size or you could have done any myriad of a number of things differently, you should give yourself credit for what you have done and what you can talk about at this point. And really realizing your voice through the written word is a big part of what this course is about. Others have done this before you. There's a number of publications that you can view in the Knowledge Center, and we're adding to that frequently now because we're learning of and becoming aware of more and more student publications that come through this program. As you look into this, what you want to publish and what you want to send out for publication, think about what makes something publishable. A lot of this has to do with originality and a contribution to the field of science or education or whatever your focus is, something that goes beyond what has already been published. So that's where originality comes in, some sort of new way of seeing things or a new project or a new location or setting that you've conducted your work in, a slightly different tweak on a question that's been addressed before. All of that can lead to originality. But then also clarity in terms of your writing and your ability to articulate what you did. And finally, professionalism, just being able to interact with editors and interact with reviewers in a professional manner that reflects well on this program and on you as a person. As I mentioned, you need to really try and find a publication venue that will work. It does not have to be a science journal, does not have to be an education journal, though it can be either of those. It could be a practitioner-focused journal like NSTA, the National Science Teachers Association. It can be another type of practitioner-focused journal for zookeepers or for other nonprofit workers. It could be a media product. It could be a video or a podcast or a blog or a website. As long as it has external review and is really befitting the level of quality that we want for the master's program, it can be in a number of different locations. And really, print media is not the only media now because there's just so many different ways that ideas can be shared. So we're open to many different ways of sharing. You should look into them, run it through in terms of checking with your facilitator, course facilitator, about some of the venues you're thinking about, trying to find one that really works well. That's going to be critical for your project. So finally, just some tips for success. Again, use an existing manuscript. Do not start from scratch because that will make things very, very difficult. You really need to be using an existing, already developed project. If you don't have one and are at a complete loss, you might consider taking this course at a later time when you have more of a foundation in terms of writing. But hopefully, you have something that you can work with, that you can develop. If you have several projects, you might want to ask which is the most compelling paper or project I've conducted thus far. You might want to ask some peers, hey, I'm thinking about this project or this project, which do you think is better? So you can kind of be strategic and think about which is the best, what has the best chance of making it. And then again, I've said this a few times, but finding a publication venue that makes sense and is achievable. It doesn't make sense to submit to Nature or Science, which are the top journals in the field, unless you have an absolutely groundbreaking new study. I mean, in most cases, really, you're going to be looking for more specialized journals or publication venues that will fit a very particular audience relevant to what you wrote. Make sure you read articles in that journal to make sure that yours fits the style and feels sort of similar so that you're not wasting the editor's time and wasting your own time submitting to a journal that just doesn't work. Remember, writing is not easy, so be prepared to spend a lot of time on this. But again, hopefully it's a lot of editing already existing work and really getting it up to speed and up to par in terms of quality. You may want to bring on collaborators to help with different elements of the work. You may have gaps in your knowledge base, or you may have gaps in different skills like making figures or graphs or statistics if you're going a quantitative route, or maybe you have some social survey data or some qualitative data and you need some help in terms of how to look at that and you want to bring someone on. You might just want to bring on someone as a co-author just for their editing expertise and their writing expertise. In terms of personal timeline, you need to submit a final manuscript in this course, but the actual submission to a publication can occur after this course. You do have to do it before graduating. However, it doesn't have to happen by the end of this course. So you may decide to extend that and go a little bit later. That's up to you. In some cases, it makes sense to do it during the course so that you don't lose momentum. But if you really are floundering and just feel it's not at the level you need it yet for the publication, even if it is at the level for this course, then you may want to give yourself a little more time. Anyway, I hope this helps. Hope you all have a great class, and good luck in your writing, and hopefully you find this an enjoyable, rewarding experience.